it's within 2 days. Then it goes back a week. Yeah. So the last one was plastic, so I can't imagine. We have a reline.
What's she looking for? That's probably something you need.
What? I was like, what am I missing?
Please join me on page 10. Shabbat Shalom, by the way.
Shabbat Shalom.
We are without Charlie today, so it's just going to be a cappella, so I need your help. Please sing along with me for Ma Yafeh Hayom. Ma Yafeh Hayom, Shabbat Shalom. Ma Yafeh Hayom, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Ma Yafeh Hayom, Ma Yafeh Hayom. Shabbat Shalom. Ma Yafeh Hayom, Ma Yafeh Hayom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom.
Tonight is a very bittersweet night because we have something beautiful and something sorrowful happening. And that is that our very own wonderful Meredith is leaving this weekend for college. I don't know who is less prepared, her parents or me. Probably a mixture of both. But it's like, yay, they're going off. And then it's like, oh my God, they're going off. So to celebrate with sorrow for us, but joyfulness for you, I want to invite the Langs to come up all together to light our Shabbat candles. And while we're preparing that, I'm going to ask for some volunteers to to hand out our Kiddush and our challah. We'll have a little bissel of dinner during services. We're on pages 2 and 3. Remember, white is juice, and I don't know why they're not mixed tonight, but that's okay. White is juice, red is wine, so you can wait for whichever tray you need to come around.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
And we'll read together on page 3.
As these Shabbat candles
Give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we, by our own lives,
be among
Be among
those
those who
kindle
kindle
light.
light.
May or may not have said the right or wrong words. Mazel tov.
Officially empty nesters.
And now we're going to turn to page 5 for our Kiddush. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav beratzavanu b'shabbat kodsho be'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit ki hu yom techila lemikra'e kodesh zecher letziat mitzrayim kivanu v'charta ve'otanu kidashta mikol ha'amim ve'shabbat kodshecha be'ahava uvratzon hinchaltanu Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh hashabbat l'chaim.
L'chaim.
And I figured, why not start dinner early? Thank you. Because, you never know if people are hungry and feeling grumpy. Tonight sort of looks like Oswald. He was the original Mickey Mouse. Remember Oswald?
I can see that.
I feel like we've got Oswald with us tonight. So in the spirit of all things old, sacred, and beautiful. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz b'te'avon. And that way, in case you were a little bit hungry, you don't have to starve through services. And so we're going to begin tonight on page 24 as we welcome our Shabbat angels from all directions and ask them to bless us with peace.
Shalom Aleichem, Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Boachem l'shalom, Malachei Shalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Aleichem, Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Baruch Hu Shalom, Malachei Shalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Aleichem, Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
Shuvechem l'shalom, malachei hashalom, malachei elyon, bimelech malachei hamlachim, hakadosh baruch hu. Shalom aleichem, shalom aleichem, malachei hasharet, malachei elyon, melech, malchei hamlachim, hakadosh, hakadosh baruch hu. Page 20.
Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala Penei Shabbat Nekabela Shamor Bezachor Bedibur Echad Hishmiyanu El HaMeyuchad Adonai Echad Ushemo Echad L'Shem Utiferet V'Lichila Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala Penei Shabbat Nekabela Likrat Shabbat Lechu v'nelcha Ki mekor haberacha Merosh mikedem Nesucha sof maaseh B'machsheva tchila Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala Penei Shabbat Nekabela Hitoreri Kiva orech Kumi uri Shir daberi Kavod Adonai Alayich nigla Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala Penei Shabbat Nekabela Yamin u'smol Tifrotzi v'et Adonai Taritzi al yadish Ben parzi v'nismecha V'nagila lecha Dodi Likrat Kala Penei Shabbat Nekabela Boi v'shalom Ateret bala Gam besimcha Uvetzola Toch emunei Am segula Boi chala Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala Penei Shabbat Nekabela. We have welcomed Shabbat, and now it's time to deepen our community by welcoming each other. So please turn and say hi, give a hug, tell everyone something that you're thankful for on this Shabbat. Hi, Mom and Dad. I'm thankful for Rabbi Devorah.
Hi, everyone at home. Page 28.
Baruch hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach, HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. HaMevorach, HaMevorach le'olam va'ed.
You can have a seat. This Shabbat is a rather special one. Today is the 28th day of the month of Av. And so this is our last Shabbat in Av in the year 5785 before we'll transition into our last Shabbat of this month before we transition into Elul. And Elul is our month of spiritual preparation for our high holy days. And I know that many of us are coming into this high holy day season tired and maybe depleted, heartbroken in ways that we have not felt in years. We've had personal losses that have been unspeakably difficult. We have witnessed not just the rise of anti-Semitism, but now the glorification of anti-Semitism being expressed as a sign of one's virtue. We have witnessed political division, polarization, and we are witnessing ongoing war and deprivation. It is a lot to hold. And yet, Shabbat comes every week, insisting that even in difficulty, even in sorrow, we are commanded to find joyfulness, to find a reprieve. And Av, it's emotional whiplash because Av is the month of grieving and mourning, and Elul is the month of spiritual celebration and a reminder of our covenant with God. Because Elul is spelled Aleph, Lamed, Vav, Lamed. The rabbis can't let anything go undrashed. And so they tell us that Elul actually takes its name as an acronym from Shir HaShirim, the most passionate and beautiful love poem in all of, I think, ancient texts, but especially the Tanakh, our Hebrew Bible. It is the line that says, Ani lidodi v'dodi li. I am my beloved's, and my beloved is mine. The rabbis did not want us to think that there was anything so tawdry as an erotic poem placed within the middle of the Hebrew Bible. Chas v'shalom. So instead, they said that this isn't talking about the love between two people. It is absolutely talking about the love between two people. But we say, on the other hand, the other interpretation is that this is talking about the love between God and the people Israel. And that this entire poem is an expression of that love, that covenant that leads us to be in constant relationship with each other. And so just at this moment of despair, this last Shabbat of the hint of sorrow, We look forward to the week beyond this Shabbat and realize we are about to step into a place of affirmation of covenant, affirmation of love, and affirmation that in spite of the difficulties that we live through in any given moment, we will continue, our people will continue, and our world will continue. And it is our job to fight for it passionately, just like we fight for the loves in our lives, just like we fight for the loves of our family. This is what we commit ourselves to. So on this Shabbat, I want to invite us to think about the sorrows that we have felt, and we're actually going to hold them with love, because we would not feel sorrow if we did not have things to be sad about, which means that we had things to be happy about. And they will come back around, and we will find ourselves in hopeful ground again. And with the coming of 5786 is an opportunity to reaffirm this covenant and to joyfully leap forward with willful optimism, because that is the way of our people, and a healthy dose of humor and sarcasm thrown in for coping. And that's how we walk. And so now that we've called each other to prayer and we contemplate this beautiful universe, I'm going to ask us to think about what it means on this Shabbat to stand in the space between these two things, between the month of grieving and the month of affirming love, as we prepare ourselves to move into the new year. And so let's read this English at the bottom of page 31 together. It's in the middle of the page, really. This is an hour of change. Within it we stand uncertain on the border of light. Shall we draw back or cross over? Where shall our hearts turn? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over? This is the hour of change, and within it we stand quietly on the border of light. What lies before us? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over? Baruch atah Adonai, hama'ariv aravim. Page 32.
Ahavat olam, Beit Yisrael, Amcha ahavta, Amcha ahavta, Torah u'mitzvot, Chukim u'mishpatim, Otanu lemadeta, Otanu lemadeta. Al kein Adonai Eloheinu b'shokmeinu, uvkumeinu nasiach bechukecha, v'nismach b'divrei Toratecha, uv'mitzvotecha le'olam va'ed, ki hem chayenu, ve'orech yameinu, uvahem nege yomam v'layla, nege yomam v'layla, ve'ahavatcha al tasir, mimenu le'olamim, Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael, Ohev Amo Yisrael. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed. Let's read together on page 37. Love your God with every heartbeat, with every breath, with every conscious act. Keep in mind the words I command you today. Teach them to your children. Talk about them at work.
Whether you are tired or you're rested, let them guide the work of your hands. Keep them in the forefront of your vision. Do not leave them at the doorway of your house or outside your gate. They are reminders to do all of my mitzvot, so that you can be holy for God. I am Adonai your God. I led you out of Egypt to become your God. I am Adonai your God. Page 41. Sing the song of men and women joined in understanding and respect. The song of God's miracles, an earth protected and cherished, a gift for our children and the generations to come. The song of a land once ravished by war, now quiet and content, her soldiers home to leave no more. The song of a world redeemed, the song of peace. Page 40.
Yai lai lai, yai la lai la lai la lai, yai lai lai la lai la lai lai la lai, ya la la lai la lai la lai la lai la lai, yai lai lai lai, ya la lai la lai. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh, nora tehi lo seifele. Noratehi lo dosefele. Malechutecha ra'u vanecha, bokei ayom lifnei Moshe u'Miriam. Ze'eli anu ve'amru, ze'eli anu ve'amru. Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed. Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed. Yai lai lai, yai la 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 la, yai lai lai, ya lai la la la, ya lai ya lai la lai, lai la 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 la, ya lai lai lai, ya lai 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 lai.
V'ne'emar kifad Adonai Yaakov u'ga'alo mi'ad chazak mimenu. Baruch atah Adonai, Ga'al Yisrael. Page 42.
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom, l'shalom. Ve'ha'amidenu shomreinu l'chayim. Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha, ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha. Amen. Shelter us beneath your wings, O Adonai. Guard us from all harmful things, O Adonai. Keep us safe throughout the night, till we wake with morning's light. Teach us, God, wrong from right. Amen. 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 Amen.
Page 44.
Yismechu b'malchutcha shomerei Shabbat. Yismechu b'malchutcha v'korei honeg. Yismechu b'malchutcha shomerei Shabbat. Yismechu b'malchutcha v'korei honeg. Am mekadeshei shevi, kulam yisbehu veitangu mituvecha vehashvi'i razita bo vekidashto.
Yismechu v'malchutcha shomerei Shabbat. Yismechu v'malchutcha v'korei oneg. Yismechu v'malchutcha shomerei Shabbat. Yismechu v'malchutcha v'korei oneg.
Chemdat yamimoto
karata zecher lema'aseh zecher lema'aseh v'reishit. Chemdat yamimoto karata zecher lema'aseh zecher lema'aseh v'reishit. Yismechu v'malchutcha shomerei Shabbat. Yismechu v'malchutcha v'korei oneg. Yismechu v'malchutcha shomerei Shabbat. Yismechu v'malchutcha v'korei oneg. We'll rise in a moment. We're going to offer a silent Amidah tonight as we think about the prayers of gratitude in our hearts for our happinesses and even for our sorrows that have been the result of joys. And think about what it means to let go of Av this weekend, to move through Av, and to prepare ourselves. What will it take for us to step fully into this month of Elul? What are the things we want to start thinking about dedicating ourselves to in this coming Jewish year, so that when Elul rolls around on Monday, that we will enter with intentionality and thoughtfulness, ready to begin practicing the things that we are striving for. So let's rise. You can use the words on the pages or the words in our hearts through page 62. And then you can have a seat when we're finished, and we'll be back together in a few minutes after our opening benediction.
Adonai sefatai tiftachu vi agid tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Please join me on page 62. Yehiyu leratzon imrefi, vehegyon libi lefanecha. Adonai tzuri, Adonai tzuri, v'gohali, yehiyu liratzon, imrefi, v'hegyon libi lefanecha. Adonai tzuri, Adonai tzuri, v'gohali, v'gohali.
I was very blessed. My third year of rabbinic school to receive and be awarded an internship in Australia for the summer between my third and fourth years. I was very excited to head down under for a couple of months. I apparently was awarded the internship. It came down to me and one other person who I love and adore and respect and admire. And I was apparently the only interviewee who at the time was reading a book that was not for rabbinic school. It's extra ironic because I'm dyslexic. So I needed every minute that I could get for my homework. But dear friends of mine, Rabbi Raina Gewurtz and Rabbi Gersh Zilberman, the best piece of advice they gave me before rabbinic school was to do no homework on Shabbat and instead to immerse myself in the activities that restored my soul and the things that would remind me of why I had wanted to go to rabbinic school in the first place so that I could have the fortitude to get through it. And so I was reading a book called Under the Banner of Heaven by John Krakauer. Some of you may have read this book. It's a deep dive examination of the world of fundamentalism. And although he happens to be looking at fundamental Mormons, it's really the exploring the mindset of fundamentalism. Now, this is ironic for many, many reasons, and it's all going to tie together, so enjoy the ride. When I was in Australia, one of the people who I was blessed to encounter was the young man who was heading up the Australia's office of the ADL, and he came from one of the world's most prominent Hasidic families. And his family within that Hasidic family was considered the most prominent. He was one of, I believe, and I don't want to be wrong here, but I believe it was 26 siblings. If it wasn't 26, it was 22. This is dyslexia bites me every time. And I couldn't believe, first of all, that he had that many siblings. And second of all, that he had left the world of ultra-Orthodoxy. This isn't Hasidic like Chabad. This is the more dati, the more religious sects. I said, what made you decide to leave and come into the more secular Jewish world? And his answer was that he couldn't stand it when he would be studying Talmud all day long. And he would get to the end of a long pasuk, a long passage, and it would end with the word teku. Now, I don't know if anyone in the room besides Rabbi Lawson knows what teku means. Teku is an acronym for a sentence that means, this will be decided in the time of Mashiach. Are you telling me that I just spent 1,900 hours of my life studying a wandering, rambling conversation about a particular question in Jewish law to have the answer be, we'll figure it out later? Because the purpose of Talmud is not hard, concrete answers, but exploring all of the possibilities within the text. The purpose of Talmud is not to create Jewish law. The purpose of Talmud is to create a well-cultivated Jewish mind. And I began laughing because the very reason that this man left a religious life was the very reason that I had dove into it. Because of Teku. Because I love and respect the fact that we come from a tradition that warns us against fundamentalism, that warns us against the very wrong way of thinking that there is only one acceptable answer, and says instead, there is a world of possibilities. And this week's Torah portion is a shining example of that. Now, I thought it was extra ironic, by the way, let me add, that I was only meeting this man because I had been reading a book about fundamentalism. And he wanted a little bit more fundamentalism in his life. And I was a rabbinic student because I loved the thing he hated. It all ties together in a big, beautiful bow. This week's Torah portion is a perfect exemplification of that. Because in this week's Torah portion, it begins, Parshat Re'eh, with telling us, therefore, see that I have put before you both life and death, both blessing and curse. Therefore, choose life that you and your children may live. And then launches head first into the heart of the Deuteronomic law code, in which we have a direct subversion of the Exodus law code. So imagine this. In one Torah, there are laws commanding us completely opposite things. I'm going to give you the perfect example. In Exodus, it tells us wherever we are, and it's time to worship, what should we do? Worship. You build an altar to God and you sacrifice and you worship God wherever you are. It's what Jacob does when he's fled his family and he goes to sleep on the side of the road and he dreams. He has a dream of angels going up and down a ladder and he realizes God is everywhere. So what does he do in the morning when he wakes up with this revelation? He builds an altar. And he sacrifices to God there. And then we get to the book of Deuteronomy and it says, where's the only acceptable place to worship? Jerusalem. That's it. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Only make U-turns to get right back to Jerusalem for all of your festivals, all of your holidays. How can we have one sacred religious text that tells us in one chapter, wherever we are, we make sacrifices there, and the other one says, go directly to Jerusalem. Only acceptable place is Jerusalem. That is what we like to call a direct conflict. It is because the Exodus Code was written for a people who lived in many different places, a tribe that was spread out in sub-tribes throughout the land. And Deuteronomy was written by King Josiah, who had witnessed the destruction of the northern kingdom and was working to shore up power, to save the southern kingdom, to save his people against the onslaught of Assyrians from the north and Egyptians from the south. He needed to centralize his taxation collection. And so he said, the only place to make sacrifices is Jerusalem. So which one is right? Teku. The answer is they're both right. They're both right because we need different things at different times for different moments and different parts of our lives, different phases, different experiences. And what was the exact right, correct answer from tradition, the Jewish people, and God in one moment is exactly the opposite of what we need in another moment. And this, I believe, is one of the secrets to Jewish continuity and success and stability. Because although we have many little o orthodoxies, I'm not talking about the Orthodox community, I'm talking about the orthodoxies, orthoprax, that tell us there's only one right way to do things. We have Jewish communities around the world who do the exact different thing for the exact same holidays. How do you make haroset if you're Ashkenaz? Apples, cinnamon, wine, nuts. How do you make haroset if you're Sephardi? Raisins, dates, all kinds of dried fruits, and some nuts, and some wine, and possibly some cinnamon. Whatever nuts you want. The Jewish people are full of options of nuts. Quote me widely on that. So the point is we're all making haroset, but we're doing it in very different ways, except it's also similar, except it's very different. Because you're not going to find apples throughout the Sephardic regions, and you weren't going to find delicious dates in northern Germany. Different things for different times. If we are living outside the land of Israel, our ancestors at the destruction of the temple in Jerusalem, let's be clear that this is one of the worst moments in Jewish history. Our home was destroyed. Our temple was destroyed, and we were cast out. Now, if the rabbis had stuck to Deuteronomy, what would have happened to our people? We would have been erased. Another conquered people from another ancient land who can live in the history books and the history books alone. But instead, they looked and they said, well, yes, it's true. In Deuteronomy, it says we can only worship in Jerusalem, but in Exodus, there's Jacob on the side of the road. So listen, guys, we're on the side of the road. What are we going to do? We're going to worship. But how do we worship? Because we can't make sacrifices. Well, we've got these great books of Psalms that the priests used to sing at the temple. So everyone, get out your book and let's have a song session. Song sessions are as old as the Jewish people. And they pulled out their books, and oh my gosh, can you believe it? Look, right there in Psalms is a psalm from when our ancestors were cast out the first time at the destruction of the first temple, and it sings about the sorrow of being cast out of our homeland. Look at that right there. So let's start with that one. The strength of our people is our ability to preserve our sorrow and make space for joy. And this is what God means when God says, I have put before you both life and death, both blessing and curse. Therefore choose life, that you and your children may live. It is a choice to step away from fundamentalism and to recognize we have to be flexible. It is a choice to recognize that we live through profound brokenness, but our creativity is our resiliency, and our resiliency is found in creativity. It is a choice to say we will not be trapped by the conventions of the past. We will decide together as a sacred community how we can walk forward in difficult, unforgiving, incredibly frightening moments. And we'll begin again. And when we open our sacred books, oh, look, it turns out everything we needed for going forward has been with us all along. All of us are making a choice as we step towards Elul, as we step towards 5786, to step into some kind of newness. Some of us have moved to new homes in the last number of years. Some of us are facing a new phase of life, and we're becoming empty nesters. not talking about anyone in particular. Some of us have said goodbye to our loves, and others have welcomed new love. We're all in these amazing transitional, difficult, and different places. May we find the courage and the strength of the writers of this week's Torah portion to remember that just because we are changing what we have always known, it does not mean we are abandoning what we have had and what we have cherished, but it means we are adapting with the resiliency and the creativity of 5,000 years on Jewish peoplehood and tradition to choose life that we and our children may live. We will conclude our service tonight with our Aleinu prayer at the bottom of page 282. If you're able to, we invite you to rise.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol.
La'atet gedula yotzer b'reshit, shelo asanu kegolei ha'aratzot, ve'lo samanu k'mishpachot ha'adama. Shelo sam chelkeinu kahen, ve'gor aleinu kechol hamonam. V'anachnu korim u'mishachavim u'modim lifnei melech malchei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu v'ne'emar v'haya Adonai l'melech kol haaretz vayom hahu yeh Adonai echad u'shemo echad. Can have a seat. Come to our place of sacred memory, and we welcome in the names and the remembrances of those who we have loved and lost. And as we do, let's read together on page 290. Why should I wish to see God better than this day? I see something of God in each hour of the 24, and each moment then. In the faces of men and women I see God, and in my own face in the glass. I find letters from God dropped in the streets, and every one is signed by God's name. And I leave them where they are, for I know wheresoever I go, others will punctually come forever and ever. If you are in the first week of mourning, we invite you to rise and share your loved one's name. And if you're in the first 30 days of mourning, we are remembering today Anita Satloff Lawson, wife of Rabbi Marty Lawson, mother of Bethany Lawson and Josh Lawson, and mother-in-law of Josh Chayton and Nicole Lawson. Bruce Fisher Gellens, father of Andy Gellens, father of Marty Joe Stubbs, and former husband of Maxine Gellens. Carol Sahlberg Holtz, aunt of Diana and Bill Latta. Don Davidson, husband of Phyllis Davidson, father of Ian and Richard Davidson. And Fran Silks, mother of Steve Silks and mother-in-law of Joanne Silks. If there is anyone else to be mentioned for Shloshim, we invite you to rise and share their names. And if you're in Shana Rishonah, the first year of mourning, we invite you to rise and share your loved ones' names. and Mark Mazel. And on this Shabbat, we mark the yard sites for Sam Kopans, Anne Galovich, Wendy Risley, Francis Saltzman, Todd Schulman, Francis Averov, Alice Freuder Kessler, Olive Weber, Martha Krugman, Ethel K. Sommer, Joshua Weiss, Celia Steinberg, Michael Cummings, Elliot Downs Crummer, Harry Goldstein, Jay Klein, Rebecca Sicklick, Max S. Turner, Alfred Berger, Dr. John Freed, Leo Fixler, Ruth Heusman, Walter Kraslow, Barbara Pimentel, Leland Sahlberg, Janet Steck, Dorothy Swan, Charlotte Yesselman, David Bloomfeld, Sergio Martin, Leo J. Pincus, Sonia Schulman, Andrew Pappas, Michelle Eliachar, Stephen Mark Epstein, Barbara Given, Daniel Miller, Trace Paulette, Minnie Oshinsky Turner, John Blaylock, David Fixler, Lois Shuckman, Sylvia Katz, Sarah Wasserman, and Mindy Robin Rogel. If there are any names to be added for yard site or names to be corrected, we invite you to share them with us. If it's your custom to rise with the mourners, we invite you to do so. Our Kaddish Tome is on page 294. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shmei Rabbah, be'alma divarach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayachon uv'yomechon uv'chayei dechol beit Yisrael, ba'agala uv'izman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam u'lamei almaya,
Yitbarach
v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei dekudashah brechu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbachata v'nechemata, da'amiran pe'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama Rabbah min shemaya, v'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. Hamakom yinachem edhem b'toch sha'ar avlei Tzion v'Yerushalayim. May God console all those who are bereaved amongst our people, our homeland, and throughout our world. And together we say,
Amen.
Zichronam livracha. May the memories of the ones that we have loved and lost continue to be a source of blessing and inspiration for us all. You can be seated. As we conclude our service and we think about what it means to remember our loved ones, we invite you to do acts of tzedakah in their names. And this month's mitzvah of the month is Sharia's Closet, which serves individuals and families experiencing hardship throughout San Diego. And so this month we're collecting for this worthy local organization. And the things we need are women's hygiene products, shampoo and bar soap, small or medium-sized new underwear, thank you very much. Children's clothing, new or gently used, men's clothing, new or gently used. So it's a wonderful act of tzedakah to do in the names of those we have loved and lost, and just because it's a nice thing to do. And thank you, Social Action, for always giving us opportunities to do good things. So in just a moment, I'm going to ask everyone to stand up again if you're able to, but sit for the moment, because we're going to, as we think about all of these transitions we've been contemplating tonight, we're going to sing a special goodbye to our wonderful Meredith, who's probably dying that we're going to make her the center of attention again. But this is how I haze, and it's how I love, is through hazing. And so I'm going to ask Meredith to come up and her parents to join us as we rise as a congregation. If you want the words for our closing song tonight, they're on page 341. We are going to hope that this land that Meredith is going to, a place of 4 seasons, including snow and humidity,
Bitter winter.
will be one that will be fruitful for her and that will fill her with blessings and wonderful opportunities. And I know who here is from the Midwest, the northern Midwest. I told Meredith, shop now at the REI clearance sale for your winter coats and get all of them. Oh, that's a good expression. Joanne, you should call REI with that.
Buy your coat
There's
there.
no bad weather, just bad gear. I love that. I remember when I floated off to Bradley University in Peoria, Illinois, and I went to Chicago for fall break, and I had a boyfriend who lasted for 12 seconds. And his mother, lovely person from Deerfield, looked at me as I was freezing in a very thin sweater and said, "Well, dear, where's your fall coat?" I said, "My what?" "I can't believe your mother sent you without a fall coat." I'm like, "No, she sent me with a coat. I have a big puffy down coat." She said, "That is not a fall coat, dear. You need a fall coat. We'll go shopping tomorrow." I was like, if you're buying, which, funny enough, she found a fall coat but couldn't find her credit card. So, Meredith will make sure you have a fall coat and a winter coat and a spring coat and merino wool socks. And so let's sing and pray for Meredith and her parents on page 341.
Lechi
Lech to a place that I will show you. Lech lecha to a place you do not know. Lechi lech, on your journey I will bless you, and you shall be a blessing. You shall be a blessing. You shall be a blessing. Lechi lech, Lechi lech, and I shall make your name great. Lech lecha, and all shall praise your name. Lechi lech, to the place that I will show you. L'simchat chayim, l'simchat chayim, l'simchat chayim, lechi lech. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Yeah,
Don't go. It's not too late.
they already paid it.
That whole non-refundable tuition.
Yeah, not mine.
It's the worst. My baby's all growing up.
You can't laugh at me.
I know, I'm laughing with you, Mama.
I'm pretty sure she's laughing at both of us. So,
And I thank you so much. Please know that there's always room for you. No, there isn't. I'm converting the room.
It's going to be Mom's craft room. You can sleep
I
right
can
back
sleep,
with the
yeah.
sound equipment and the puppets.
That's where I
It's the
feel
most
most safe.
terrifying closet.
I know, I've never I had to go in
It
there for
freaks me
speakers
out.
a couple times.
Yeah, it's not okay.
Yeah, it's not
That
great.
closet's not, it's like you walk in and you're like, oh,
Yeah,
God.
it's all, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, okay. Where are you guys going tonight?
We're going to the place with the good
Shabbat
water.
shalom.
Yeah, it's called-
How are you?
Yay!
I told Sebastian you guys are welcome to join us. And he said that Friday nights are usually,
It's a little rough.
yeah.
Because there's a bar mitzvah in the morning.
Yeah, so.
And Rafi's usually,
Yeah.
it's like the timing, because it's 6 o'clock service,
Yeah,
and we have to
It's tough.
have him wait.
Yeah.
So yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I'm
so-
like, who's playing services at 6 o'clock? An idiot does that. Yeah, but, okay, I'll give you one more cup. Drink all that extra water and take a secret water bottle with you. Okay, yeah, yeah, all right, I love you. Text me constantly.
I will.
Okay. Remember, first semester is lonely. Everyone clings together like little lemmings. You're gonna feel like you don't have friends, and then you'll just cling together. And then you'll be like, oh, I found friends. And then like at the end of the semester, you'll be like, and that's normal.
Okay,
That's what everyone goes through. And then second semester, you'll come back and you'll start making like real friends.
Find your people.
Yeah.
It won't just be like so.
But be the person who connects all the little sad lost lemmings, because everyone's gonna be afraid to invite other people to like go to meals and stuff. So you just be the glue. Yeah. Right. I texted
Rabbi said I have to invite all you.
Yeah. Yeah. You guys can come and say hi. I just couldn't stand up anymore. Yeah. All right. I love you. Text me when you land safe.
I will.
Okay.
Okay.
What? Yes. Oh, it came from okay, that's fine.
When the McAllister College is in the Twin Cities.
No, I mean, you should just leave it with the guard. If that, yeah, you can tell me to leave it with the guard. I forgot to send it to the house. Absolutely. Absolutely. Hi. Absolutely. Thank you for being here. Thank you. Thank you. Are you visiting us? First time? All right. What was your name? Ray. Okay. Right. Well, thank you for being with us tonight. Yes, tomorrow morning. We have Torah study at 9 a.m. and services at 10. Yes, everyone can come. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, absolutely. Deborah, Rabbi Deborah Marcus. Yeah. Deborah. Have a good night, Greg. Yeah. I know, I forgot, I sent it here instead of home. So you can, is it with the guard? What's going on? The guard is standing? No, the delivery guy is standing there? Hey, the food's here, so, because I did that, so I gotta go deal with it because for some reason he won't leave it with the guard. Okay, see you in a few. Bye. Okay, bye. Yeah, do you want to tell him just leave it with the guard? Because I'll come grab it in a minute, so. Sure. Thank you, Erica. Hi, yes. Did you send me dates? What?
Make sure you have your butter on that. Yeah. And then oh my gosh. Yeah, that is.
Oh, okay. That's first Friday.
Yeah. Oh boy. You have your in-between coat. Yeah.
So we'll kind of be like rotating until like January, and then maybe take us until spring break. Yes.
I got so many calls from people when I was in Rochester saying, Deborah said you're arranging all of the things.